Hello, I'm Lesley Garrison from the Mark Morris Dance Group, and we're here today to do some Pilates, some living room Pilates. Happy that you guys joined me today. For class, we're going to need a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, that's absolutely okay. You can use a book or a pillow, something so you can prop your pelvis up. Thanks for joining, and please take a moment to donate after class to the Mark Morris Dance Group's Dance On Recovery Fund. That would be very wonderful and help us out a lot. Let's get started. So, take your block and you're gonna prop your pelvis up, and I want it to be like right on your sacrum, so it's sort of like that point, that bony part of the back of your pelvis. So it's not too high. I don't want it under your low back. You should really feel your wide, bony back of your pelvis on the ground. So once you're there, just let your feet fall flat on the floor. Your knees are bent, arms are long. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Inhaling into the low belly, feeling the belly rise, and then exhale, feel nice and heavy in your pelvis. Inhale. Send that breath a little further up to like your low ribs, and then exhale. Feel the heaviness of your skeleton. Sending the breath a little further up. So inhale, low belly, low ribs, a little bit higher to your chest, and then let it go. Inhaling all the way to our neck this time. So starting the base of the pelvis, traveling up along your spine, and then letting it go, sinking into the mat. Ribs are heavy. One more deep breath, thinking pelvic floor out through the crown of your head. So one long, energetic midline. Letting your rib cage sink. All right. So with our pelvis propped up like this, I want to take little tiny 6 to 12 pelvic tilts. So I scoop my tailbone under, and then I think long sits bones reach away into a little bit of an arch. So I'm just rocking my pelvis back and forth. So I tuck my tailbone under, and then I think pubic bone reaches in between my legs, and then rock. So it's a very subtle movement. See if you can keep your ribs and your shoulders out of it. Let's do a couple more. Just mobilizing that part of your spine. Good. We're going to rest in a neutral. So we're going to think the pubic bone reaches long in between our inner thighs. Our hip points are nice and even. Not forcing any shape, but just aiming for this length out through the pelvis. We're just going to take the right leg up to tabletop using your breath. Inhale. Exhale, right leg floats up. And lower it down. Left leg floats up. Really feeling the head of your femur drop down and back into the hip joint. And lower. So as we're marching, we're thinking equal weight on both sides of the pelvis. So really try to cinch your weight on top of whatever you have your butt propped up on, and see if it's shifting side to side as you're doing this. The goal is to stabilize the pelvis and really find the movement inside the hip joint. So if it helps, you can rest your hands on your pelvis and see if you're doing any rocking. All right. So we're going to take the right knee up to tabletop. We're going to keep it there. We're going to take the left leg up to meet it. We're going to take the right leg down, the left leg down. Starting with the other foot. Inhale. Think about sinking through your abdomen. Right leg up, left leg down, and right leg down. A couple more times each side. Inhale. Exhale, right knee up. As the right knee goes up, the right sits bone reaches across the room. Same thing on the other side. Sits bones are reaching across the room. And lower. Inhale. See if you can let the shoulders roll open. I'm finding tension there already for myself. Rib cage drops down to the ground. Good. All right, we're going to take the right leg up. We're going to keep it. The left leg comes to meet it. All right, just holding this tabletop position for a moment. See if you can sink your front ribs and expand the back part of the rib cage, right? So we have this connection in the front of our abdomen and then an expansion in the back of our rib cage. All right, toe taps. We're going to lower the right toe and the right thigh as far as we can with keeping the pelvis stable, and the left. So if you feel movement in your pelvis, make the range of motion smaller. Right, so it doesn't have to be as big as I'm doing it. I'm not even actually doing it very big because it's really hard, right? A tip here. No, just keep going. I'll give you more tips on other things later. One more time. Deepen through the front of the abdomen, especially on the way up. Inhale. Deepening. Good. Inner thighs together, arms long by your side. We're slowly going to lower both legs down for the count of, let's say, 4. So we're going to go 4. Really slow. 3. Feel a wrapping around your waist. 2. And 1. Open your stance so you're like hip width apart. Okay, we're just going to open the right knee and imagine a little paperweight on the left side of your pelvis to help stabilize. So we're going to avoid rocking at our pelvis as we take the knee out to the side. So the left knee opens. There's a little paperweight on the opposite pelvic half. Pubic bone keeps reaching long through your inner thighs across the room. So we're really trying to create length in the stability, right? Shoulders are easy. Good. I think. I'm sure you guys are doing good. Take your fingertips up to the ceiling. Same thing. So a little harder now that our hands are off the mat. So maybe your range of motion is a little bit smaller. That's fine. It's about stabilizing the torso, the spine. It's harder than it seems. So just stay patient. Keep breathing. All right, arms long by your side. Floating both legs up to tabletop. Right, a little space between your legs. Let's flop our heels to our butt. So we're going to take little circles with one knee. So stabilizing through that opposite pelvic half like I was saying before. We're circling the knee, right knee in one direction, and it's pretty small. Let's do 2 more. So I'm really feeling the head of my femur stir inside of the hip joint. Go the opposite direction. Breathing. Wide shoulders. And repeat. Go to the other side. pressing the arms down into the mat will help stabilize you a little bit. So maybe you try that. Reverse the circle. Think wide collarbones. Easy chest, easy head, easy neck. It's really easy to take all of this tension into our neck and shoulders and chest, but we're really trying to find the movement in the hips. Okay, lowering the feet down. Whew, just take a moment. Feel that. Let that settle. Take the arms up to the ceiling. All right, we're going to reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Shoulder blades wrap around the rib cage, and then let the arm bones fall, keeping the arms straight. So reaching up, easy neck, and then let the arm bones fall back down into the joint. All right, a couple more times. Shoulder blades slide around the rib cage, and then just letting the humerus sink down. And reach up. Letting the arm bones fall heavy into the socket. All right, so keeping the front ribs nice and heavy, right? Nice and lengthened. We're gonna keep that as we take the arms up by the ears. So what we wanna do is let the front of the ribs sort of expand open, and we're gonna keep that contained. This is also one of these exercises that doesn't look like much, but it's way harder to do than it seems. So as my fingertips reach up by my ears, I think a softening in the front of my chest, right? So easy, heavy heart and sternum, right? So you're sinking in your chest as the arms reach up above. You can think of a little bit of external rotation in your upper arms. That might help you achieve this. Good. One more time. Good. Stay with your arms above. Take a moment here, just breathe. Feel the fingertips reach to the back wall, and then at the same time, reach your pubic bone to the wall, the other wall, right? So you have this decompressing feeling, lengthening your entire spine. One more deep breath. Good. Arms up to the ceiling, arms long by your side. Step into your feet. Take this nice and easy. Remove whatever's underneath your butt, and then lower your pelvis back into the floor. Take a moment here, just breathe. You can let your knees fall in. And just notice how your spine feels now that we've done that, especially your lumbar spine, your lower spine, and your pelvis. Let the knees fall to one side, through the middle to the other side, a little windshield wiper of the knees. One more time. All right, a little bridging. Arms long by your side. So wide collarbones. We're going to avoid rolling forward in the shoulders. We think a little bit of a roll backwards, wide front of the chest. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, step into your feet, peel your spine off the ground one vertebrae at a time. Try to get your pelvis up before you peel your rib cage. So this is about creating space in your spine. So you want to try to work through those parts of your spine that are a little stuck, right? So don't get frustrated. Just give yourself time. Roll down from the top to the bottom, right? Try to keep your pelvis up as the rib cage goes down, and then your tailbone is the last thing down. One more time, just like that. Tuck the tailbone under. Really try to move the lower part of the spine before the rib cage, right? Try to move the bottom ribs before the upper ribs, and then the upper ribs before the collarbones. And then roll down. Imagining a longer spine as you roll down. All right, that was our articulating bridge. We're gonna do a lever bridge. So we just step into the feet, take the entire shape of our spine up. And we're gonna hold up there. As we're up here, think rib cage lengthens long towards pelvis. Pelvis lengthens long towards thighs, and thighs lengthen long towards knees. Yeah? Good. It's a lot. We're gonna lower, creasing from the hips. Longer spine to lower. One more time, up. Step into the mat. Feel your whole foot on the floor. So big toe, baby toe, inner heel, outer heel. So you have an entire footprint. Lower your butt about 2 inches. We're gonna lift one leg off the mat into a tabletop and then lower it down. Other side. So marching back and forth in this bridge. The goal is to keep your 2 hip points nice and even. So if it helps you to touch your hips, go for it. Right? The tendency is to drop as we lift. So pubic bone still reaching long between our legs. Good, let's stay up. Right? Take the right leg to tabletop. Let's flex the foot. We're gonna kick the heel forward on a diagonal. Bend it back to tabletop and lower it down. Are you breathing? Left leg up. Kick the heel forward on the diagonal. Bring it back and lower it down. A couple more times. Step into the floor. Kick nice and long. Really think equal length on both sides of the torso. So we're not hiking or shortening in our torso either. So equal length on both sides of the torso. I feel like my hamstring's gonna cramp. Okay, adding on. Tabletop. Kick it long. Reach through the heel up as far as you can to the ceiling, maintaining the pelvis stability. Back to the tabletop and down. Other leg. Tabletop. Kick up to the ceiling. As I reach the heel up to the ceiling, my sits bone reaches across the room. So you're really stretching the back of the leg. A couple more times each side. And push. Heel reaches up, sits bone reaches across the room. Good. One more time. Bend the knee in. Lower it down. Butt lowers down. Ooh, hug your knees into your chest. Stretch out that low back. Roll the knees side to side. Massaging your spine. Use the breath to help. All right, hug one knee into your chest. Lengthen the other leg long. Feel that compression in one hip. You can do little circles here, stirring the femur and the hip joint. Take that knee across your midline. The other arm can go out to the side for a little twist. You can use your hand for a little assistance. Breathing. Coming back to the center. One more hug. And lengthen that leg long. Other leg up. Little circles. Noticing where it's a little sticky. Maybe spending a little bit more time at that spot. Giving it a little bit more breath. Take the knee across the midline. Using the hand on the outside of the knee. And then stretch past your lengthened arm. Really breathe into your posterior space here. So think about that softening of the front ribs and that expansion of the back ribs. Thinking about that posterior diaphragm. Making space in the back part of your body. All right, come back to the center. Hug it in one last time. Alrighty. Let's do both knees and tabletop. So take both legs up. All right, let's actually lift the heels so we're like at a right angle. If this is too much for your hip flexors, just drop your heels to your butt. Lazy tabletop. This will help turn off the front of your hips. So if you feel super grippy here, do this, but try this if you want a little bit more work. So hands on your thighs. I'm thinking neutral spine, neutral pelvis for this. So I'm going to press my thighs into my hands, a little isometric exercise, and my hands into my thighs. So doesn't look like anything, but I'm working against myself here, and it is very hard. Release. Inhale, exhale, thighs into hands, hands into thighs. Ugh. Keeping your collarbones wide. One more time. Inhale, exhale, thighs into hands, hands into thighs. This time we're going to curl our head and shoulders off the mat. So now I'm rounding my upper spine as I'm pressing. Good. Lower it down, release. Take a little break. Little knee circles. Reverse. All right. Moving, adding on to this. So legs in tabletop, both hands on your right thigh. Inhale, exhale, round your upper spine off the mat. So I'm curling forward, easy neck. So you want more of the action in your rib cage. So I'm going to press right thigh into hands, hold that for a moment, and then lengthen the left leg long, and then pull it in. Keep pressing that right thigh into your hands long. Whew. And in. 3. And 4. Let's do 2 more. 5. Stay rounded up. 6. Good. Let's do the other side before we come down. So press that left thigh into the arms. I'm flexing my left foot, and then I'm going to lengthen my right leg long. 2. 'Use your breath. Hard, hard, hard. Hug your knees into your chest. All right, legs in tabletop. We are going to nod the chin to the chest, so it's just an easy little motion of the head and neck. And then from there, I curl my shoulders and my thorax off the ground, right? So try to do less with your neck and more with your rib cage. We're going to do hundreds here. So pumping the arms. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and deepen abs on exhale. Inhale and 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 exhale. Try to stabilize your torso, right? Stay rounded up and inhale a couple more times. And exhale. Easy neck. Last one. And exhale. Hug your knees into your chest. Ooh, we're going to rock and roll. So rock on your spine in a little ball. Rounding my spine. Couple more times. And until you're up. Okay.
tall spine, holding on, excuse me, to the back of your thighs, wide collarbones, easy shoulders. We're gonna tuck the tailbone under, scoop and roll back. Good. From here, just rolling on the sits bones to find the long spine. So I tuck my tailbone under, I'm rounding my low spine, scooping but staying connected, staying lifted. And one more time. Rounding, rounding, rounding. Wide collarbones, reach your arms forward. Keep the round scoop in your abdomen, take the arms up and lower. I think there's some cat action happening in my apartment. A couple more times. Arms up. Holding on, rounding up to a vertical spine. Whew. All right, let's do some rotation here. So I'm gonna start the same way. I tuck my tailbone under, round my spine. Feel your feet flat on the floor. I'm staying curved. Fingertips come to sternum. So I'm gonna rotate from my sternum to curve to one side, come to the center. Feel the belly scooping and lifting. Rotate to the other side. Good, keep going with this. So same idea, you wanna stay stable underneath your butt. So notice if there's any rocking. You want this action to happen higher up. So when I rotate to the left, I think right pelvic half, nice and stable. One more time. Come to the center. Whew. Just open your knees, let your torso hang over. All right. Feet on the floor, knees bent. Arms behind you, fingertips facing your butt. We're gonna step into our feet and our hands, lift our pelvis up, stretching the front of the shoulders, and just sitting back down. So you might need to widen your hands a little bit. Just try to find the comfortable placement of your arms. And you might not make it all the way flat like this. You might be here, that's totally fine. And lower down. Couple more times. Stretching open the front of the shoulders. And lower. Okay, this time, lengthen your legs. Flex your feet. Hands behind you again. Same idea, but with long legs. So I keep my chest wide. I step into my hands, press down with my feet, opening up my chest and really engaging that back line of the body. A couple more times. So for me, I need to think a little bit more weight on my inner heel. It's gonna engage the medial line of my legs, medial hamstrings. I was rolling out a little bit to the lateral heel. So think, one more time. Weight in your heels, like inner heel, outer heel evenly. I was swinging out a little bit more, which was getting into my lateral legs a little bit more. Think equal weight so you get a well-rounded use of your hamstrings and your glutes. Woo! Lower it down. All right. Come to your, sitting on your side, stacking one thigh on top of the other. We're gonna come down onto our forearms. So my knees are in front of me a little bit, and let's come to a fist. You're gonna play with what feels good for you as far as like opening and closing. I'm gonna go a little bit on a diagonal to find a little bit of external rotation of my upper arm bone as we do this next series. So I'm really pressing down with my forearm. One long line, top of the head, the tailbone. So avoid tucking under here. Think wide sits bones. Take the arms up to the ceiling. All right, just feel this for a moment. Really reach your fingertips away from your right forearm. Wide front of the chest. So I'm going to take my fingertips. I'm going to spiral and round my torso. My back just cracked. That's great. And then I'm going to come back to that starting position. From here, I'm going to think about opening up my chest for a little spiral back. Keep pressing down with that right arm. Come back up. So a little thoracic rotation. Fingertips lead, spiral. I'm curving and spiraling. I'm looking at my fingertips. Come back up. Really press down with that right arm and then expand open. Really press your right elbow into the ground and feel that line out through your left fingertips. One more. Staying with the arm up. We're going to press down into the forearm, press down into the knees to come up into a little bit of a side plank. Lower it down. Keep playing with what feels good to you in your forearm. Think a little bit more facing forward. It's going to be good for this one. So getting that side body activated. My butt's sort of traveling on a diagonal up and then a diagonal back. Good, this time we're gonna stay up. Good, we're gonna do the same rotation. So spiraling up and then rotate back. It might be a little bit smaller now, the range of motion. Spiral. And open. Two more. One more. Press down into your forearm. Whew. And then sit down. All right, if you have a pillow or your block, you're gonna rest our head on it, or a book, and come lying down. So just resting your head on the block, stacking that top side right on top of the bottom side. Make sure you're not pitched forward. So think maybe aligning your spine up with the edge of the mat so you really find this nice lengthened idea. So let's do legs right angle-ish, maybe a little less than that. I'm thinking of lifting my bottom side off the mat a little bit to stay engaged so I'm not in this lateral flexion and dumping. So to help with that, I think traction and reach the top hip long away, right? You see how that lifts my side waist off the mat? And then don't tuck the tailbone under, think wide sits bones, right? We're gonna work in neutral pelvis here. All right, let's just keep the hand on the hip for a little information, right? Lift it up to hip height. Just hold it there. Breathe. See if you can feel that energetic midline all the way from the pubic floor all the way up to the crown of the head. Good. So we're going to reach the leg long and bend it in. Reach it long and in. So this is about hip height. When I bring the knee in, same idea. I think about the sits bones reaching across the room to really find this nice crease in the hip joint. So the head of the femur is deep in the socket. So what I mean by that is it's back this way, right? We're not reaching forward. It's really inserted in the socket. All right,
Reach the leg long. We're going to lift and lower. Thinking about the outside of the foot leading this. I'm not changing anything in my torso, and you should really feel it on the side butt. All right, we're gonna make circles. So pay attention to your abdomen. Are you stabilizing? Are you breathing? Try to make the circle even. 5, I think. Let's reverse. So getting that back part is harder when your leg's in extension. Good, relax for a moment. Whew. All right, tuck your heels in a little bit closer. We're gonna do some clam shells, work on the rotation in our hips. So same idea, wide sits bones, lift the bottom waist off. We're gonna rotate the knee open, feet stay together, and then control it on the way down. A lot of us tend to just drop it on the way down, but that's an important part of the movement as well. So notice if your hip point is moving underneath your hand. Two more. Relax. Take the block out from under your hand, or your head. That is not your hand, that is your head. Push yourself up. And we will stretch our butts later, but let's do that whole series on the other side, people. Whew. So stack yourself up. Yeah, you got it. We're gonna do forearm on the ground and press into the forearm, one long line of the spine, open the arm up to the ceiling. Yeah? So here, really think about this huge energetic line from elbow, goes through the shoulder, through the collarbones, out through your hand, right? So you're not slumping, you're really pushing down. Yeah? Good. Fingertips lead. You're gonna round your spine and spiral. Breathing, you're gonna come back to the starting spot and then press into the elbow and expand, opening backwards. Again. Try not to let the head droop. Really find a lift in your head. The back of your head especially. Occiput, one more, it lifts back and up a little bit. So you don't droop. Open. All right, keeping the shape. Let's rotate the fist of the hand in a little bit. Right? We're just gonna press into the forearm and the knees, lift the pelvis up to a little side plank, and then take the butt back. Inhale, press. Really find that side body, the outer leg, the obliques. Feel a wrapping of your abdomen, dropping of the low ribs. And up, we're gonna stay up and add the rotation. Rotate. And up. Open it up. Keep pressing into that left forearm.
2 more. Try to scoop your belly up and back to the ceiling. One more. Lower down. Take a moment. Grab your block. Rest your head on it. And almost a right angle with your legs. Stack yourself up so you're not falling forward in your rib cage or falling back, right? Shoulders right on top of each other, hips right on top of each other, long spine. You're not piking forward in your spine either. Okay? So hand on your hip, traction that top hip away. Find a little lift on the side body. We're gonna hover that right leg up, right? Just take a moment here. Feel this. Feel the plug of the femur into the joint. Sits bones are wide, wrapping around the waist. Just feel that for a moment. Whew. It's hard enough just holding this, right? We're gonna stretch the leg long and bend it in. Reach long, bend it in. So as the knee bends up, the sits bone reaches away. We have that opposition. Breathe. Take some nice big breaths into your rib cage right now. Feel your diaphragm moving. One more. Good. Keeping length on both sides of the torso. We're just lifting and lowering, right? So you're not hiking the hip. You're staying long in the torso. And 4. Breathe. All right, taking circles. Circling forward, back, and around. Really trying to get the extension of the leg to stretch the front of the hips. 3, 4, 5. Reverse it. Keep lifting long out your torso. Breathe. Ooh, relax it. Oh. Right, it's hard. Pilates is hard. It's hard for all of us. Okay, knees forward. Tuck your heels into your butt a little bit more. Clam shell, right? So, not tucking the tailbone under. Sits bones reach wide and long across the room. You can have your hand on your hip again. We're just going to open the knee, keeping the toes connected, and then control on the lowering. Open. Control. Feel the burn. As the knee goes up on this last one, keep the hip point reaching forward. So knee rotates open, hip point rotates forward. Okay. Whew. Let's actually roll onto our back here. Let's do a little butt stretch before we move on. So let's do the side we worked first. So left ankle over right knee. And we're going to reach around, grab that thigh, and then pull the right thigh into your chest. You can rock side to side here if that feels good. You should feel it here in your butt. Pull the thigh in a little bit deeper. Inhale, release it. Exhale, pull it in. So using the exhale to deepen the stretch. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And switch. Right ankle over left knee. Ooh. Pull the left thigh in. You can really think about the right knee rotating open. Pull the left thigh in. And do a little shift side to side. Inhale on the exhale, deepen the stretch. Inhale. Exhale, pulling the thigh in. Inhale. Exhale, deepen. Inhale. Exhale, deepen. Good. Release. And we're going to roll up and come to, ooh, my hair looks nice, a quadruped position. So on your hands and knees, and let's take a few cat-cows here. Just get the spine moving. All right, so we're on our hands and knees. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're gonna curl. And arch. And curl. Really pressing the heels of the hands into the ground. Arch. Sternum reaches far away. Your longest arch possible. Scoop and curl. And arch. One more time. Wide chest. Pull your chest through your arms. Good. Find in neutral. We're just gonna, as if we had a tail, we're gonna wag our tail to the right and back to the center. Wag it to the left. So I'm isolating my lower spine. I'm wagging my tail to the right, back to the center. Think about reaching your sit bones long and far away to do it. So I'm really maintaining length. Long. Now add your upper body. So my shoulders keep facing the floor. I'm just side bending to the center. These next two add a little look of the head. So you turn your head to try to see your tail behind you. It'll be a pretty good stretch of the neck, probably. Turn your head. One more time each side. Turn your head. Press down into that opposite hand. Do the center. Turn your head. Press down into that right hand. To the center. I forgot to mention, if your wrists hurt you with any of this quadruped stuff, you can roll up your mat and raise the heel of your hands. So your fingers are on the ground and the heel of your hand is lifted. You could do that with a towel too, so this is another option. I'll do it here. My wrists are feeling fine, but just so you can see, okay? All right, reach the right leg long. From here, let me go back. Let's make sure we have a long neutral spine here, right? So sternum's reaching long, press the floor away, sits bones wide. So I'm not gonna move anything, I'm just gonna take the right leg long. So I'm not gonna shift to the left to do that, right? That's the hard part. Without shifting anywhere, lift that leg up. Really feel the inner thigh reach up and back to the ceiling. Just hold it there. Take the left arm long, stretch, stretch, stretch. Heel to toe, reach, reach, reach. Arm comes down, Toes come down, drag it in, right? So upper arm bone spiral forward, external rotation of the arm bone. Slide the left leg back without shifting right. That's hard enough. Honestly, it's really hard, right, without shifting. So without shifting right, I'm gonna reach my left leg up, right? Hold that there, feel the inner thigh reach up and back to the ceiling. Reach the right arm long without changing the torso. Hold, breathe, feel longer, 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 longer. I'm giving myself corrections as I look at the video. Reach, reach, reach. Arm comes down, toes come down, drag the foot in. All right, right leg slides long without shifting, right? Don't shift to the left, lift your right leg up. Lift your left arm long. Long spine, we're gonna take elbow to knee, rounding my spine, and then back to the bird dog position. Curve it in, 2, and reach, 3, and reach. One more, curve, scoop, elbow to knee. Good. Arm comes down, keep the leg up, we're just gonna bend the knee. 1, straighten it long. 2, try to have the sole of your foot look up to the ceiling. 3, it's hard. 1 more. 4, knee reaches back behind you. Put the toes down, drag it in. Whew, other side. Externally rotate the arm bones. Upper arm bones. Collarbones nice and wide. Don't let the head droop. This is the other thing that happens. Imagine you have little elf ears and somebody's pulling your elf ears up. Little Spock ears, right? So lifting up and back with the occiput. A little retraction of the head. So we have to strengthen our neck muscles because we're like this in front of a computer a lot. So this is actually a lot of work to do this. Take your left leg back. Lift it up, right? Try not to open up as you lift it. Keep your hip points facing the mat and your chest facing the mat. Opposite arm. Really press into that left arm and that right shin. Here we go. Curl and reach. And curl and reach. And curl. Stay along your midline. 1 more. Reach long, 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 long. Chest faces the floor. Arm comes down. Leg stays up. Keep your thigh where it is. Just bend your heel towards your butt and then lengthen it long. Ooh, I'm rotating. Bend your heel up to the, or foot up to the ceiling and then lengthen it long. 2 more. What do your ribs do? 3. Lengthen it long. And 4. Oh, it's hard. Lengthen it long. Toes down. Good. Sit back into a child's pose. Just breathe. Feel your sits bones falling down to your heels. All right, onto your tummies. Oh, no, I changed my mind. I want to do one more thing. Come onto your forearms. Press the floor away. Sternum reaches forward. Your butt up is in the air. You're going to take your right foot back, take your left foot back, and lower your butt until you're in a forearm plank, right? So, shoulder blades wide on your back. They're hugging your rib cage. So we're not disconnected here. We're pressing the floor away. Hold it. Right? Energy out through the heels, out through the crown of the head. Breathe. We're going to rock forward on the toes. Pull the heels back. Again. Forward and back. Keep breathing. Hold it in the center. A few more breaths. Lower the knees, and now lower onto your stomachs. Woo-wee. All right, elbows goal post in front of you. So bent elbows, forehead rests on the mat. All right. Let the shoulders roll forward. We're gonna roll the shoulders back so they're a little more connected into our spine. And then we're gonna hover the head off the mat. Almost pull the elbows back towards you to reach the sternum forward. Heart forward. You should really feel this in your upper back and lower. Let's widen the legs a little bit. It's more comfortable. So head reaches off. Heart reaches forward. Try not to take this all in your low back. So really feel the movement in your upper back, in between your shoulder blades. Think about sinking into the mat a little bit before you extend. So get heavy into the mat, long back of the neck. Good. Stay up this time. Everybody, make sure your head's not down. Find that retraction of the skull, right? Let's reach the arms up, hovering. Breathe. Think heart reaches forward. Good. Hold it. Let's take little circles of the elbows. Circle. 2, 3, and 4. Reverse. So 1. Heart reaches forward. 2, 3, 4. Arms come down. Torso goes down. All right. Reach the arms long on a diagonal. Pinkies on the mat. Inhale. On the exhale, we're going to lift everything up. So arms and legs. Heart reaches forward. Hold it. Really think about pulling yourself apart, fingertips to toes. Reach, 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 reach. All right, we're gonna start moving arms and legs in opposition pretty quickly. Try to stabilize your torso as you move your arms and legs. So you're using your abdomen to stabilize. Quick, 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 quick. Arms down. Whew. Push back. Tuck your toes under, down and facing dog. Heel drops down, and then tread through the feet. Little calf hamstring stretch. Really try to find your sits bone reaching up and away from your heel reaching down. Opening up that back line of the leg. Good, walk your hands back to your feet. Torso hangs. I want everybody to bend your knees here. So bend your knees until you can rest your torso onto your thighs. So it's going to be different for all of us. And I want you to drop your head. The objective is to keep your thighs, your torso, keep your torso on your thighs and stretch your legs only to the point where you can keep your torso connected to your thighs. So from here, I'm going to think about stepping into my feet. My butt reaches up to the ceiling, sits bone reach up to the ceiling, right? Only as far as I can with keeping my torso on my thighs. So I can't straighten all the way. Bend your knees again. Torso stays on your thighs. Lengthen your butt up away from your heels. Breathe. Lengthen your butt up away from your heels. Torso stays on your thighs. And bend. Couple more times. Torso stays on thighs. Lengthen your butt up and away. And one more time. Ugh, my legs are feeling shaky. Bend your knees. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a call. I'm so sorry. How do I stop it? How do I stop it? How does technology work? Decline. There we go. So sorry, guys. I don't know if you heard that or not. But my apologies. This is all so weird. Bend your knees. We're going to roll up. Knees over toes. Lift your abdomen off your thighs. Come to standing. Just take a moment here. I know you can't see me fully. I'll fix that in a second. Feel your weight dropping down. Feel your rib cage stacked on top of your pelvis. All right. We're gonna do some squats to end. So, easy rotation of the thighs. So toes point out a little bit. A nice wide stance. I guess you can't really see that. Burp. Okay, so toes a little rotated facing forward. Let's do palms to our chest. I'm gonna sit my booty back, try to keep my heart lifted, right? And then press through my feet to come up. Sit back and press up. Keep doing that. I'm gonna show you the side angle. So booty goes back behind me, heart stays lifted up, and then press through your feet to come to vertical. Booty goes back, heart stays lifted, and up. Good, keep going. Let's bring up the pace a little bit. So we go down and up, down and up, down. Booty back, down, down. Press through your legs. Feel the heat, feel the burn. Creasing your hips. Oh yeah, baby. 2 more. 1. Walk your feet together. Find your feet flat on the floor. Take a moment here. Big deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And you're done. Nice work. Thanks for joining me today. This has been really fun for me. So hopefully you enjoyed class, and you can donate to the Mark Morris Dance Group. There should be a link below. And also you can check out our website, mmdg.org, for information about donations for these classes. Anything you can do would greatly help. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay well, and hopefully there'll be more next week. Bye.